relieve that pressure.
So if I may, given you mentioned healthcare, let me just read to you what the Secretary General of the Independent Healthcare Professionals Association said. He said, and I quote, "What we are seeing in Italy is that intensive care beds fill up quickly. There is some capacity to expand these, however this will be of no use if we cannot adequately staff these additional beds. Rishi Sunak stated in a Sky News interview that he will give the NHS whatever it needs. It is now vital to patient safety that these reforms are suspended, and I call upon him to make good this promise for the safety of our patients." What do you say to that?
So I would just point to the support that the Chancellor has announced. The Chancellor is very clear that the NHS will get all of the funding that it needs to ensure that it can cope with the coronavirus outbreak. We've announced a specific pot of money in the budget as part of that follow-up. But the Chancellor is very closely involved in all of the conversations with the Department for Health and Social Care to make sure that we're providing the right support. All I can say is that the position on IR35 is as was set out in the budget, and beyond that, it's really a question for ministers. I can't go beyond that, I'm afraid.
Well, perhaps it might be a good idea to suggest to ministers that if their words mean what they're meant to mean, that it might be sensible to suspend the implementation of this change because of the impact which it will have on those businesses. What is being proposed in the budget, I think, is generally acknowledged to be inadequate in terms of the scale of the crisis, and it does seem rather perverse to add an additional burden of this kind on business, which could easily be deferred for 6 or 12 months.